Bulk Packaging is a third-generation, family-owned corrugated box plant. We've been here since 1967, and we make corrugated boxes. So we make shipping boxes for mostly manufacturers, anybody who needs to get a product from point A to point B. We just had our 10th straight year of growth, so we're very excited about that. So I sat down to write a business book for a completely selfish reason, and I heard this voice that wasn't audible, but it was pretty close, that said, that's not the book you're supposed to be writing. You're supposed to write a book about Dylan. Dylan was diagnosed when he was 8 with high-functioning autism, and he didn't have a problem with me sharing my experience raising him, which was very challenging, with basically anybody who was interested in reading it. So I started writing. Before I knew it, I had a book, and then I called Dylan and I said, look, I wrote this book about you. Would you be interested in being a part of it? I figured that when I told Dylan about it, he was going to say, yeah, there's no way you're telling everybody all those things about me. But he was very open to it, and I took chapters and I would send him a chapter at a time, and then he would put what we called in the book Dylan's takes. So it's his perspective of whatever I just wrote about. His perspective was often very different, as you'll read in his book, which is called Bad Choices Make Good Stories. He took all the Dylan's takes and expanded them. We've been traveling for 3.5 years speaking about autism. People wanted to hear more and more about how his brain works. And we've been able to share our story with tens of thousands of people all around the country. When they hear what we went through, and then they see Dylan on stage or read his book, they're blown away. And it gives them such hope that who knows what my kid can go through, because they hear what we went through, both in my book and in Dylan's book, and then they see this young man up on stage, and they're like, how can that be the same person? Well, I started talking to the Red Claws about a box that they needed for their 10th anniversary. As we got to talking, they said that they had been thinking about doing an Autism Awareness night, and would I be interested in being a part of it? Which of course I was immediately intrigued by the whole idea. And I'm a Red Claws fan, we love going to the games. So I said, yeah, we'd love to be a part of that. And the Red Claws did a great job with that. It was a sold-out crowd, everybody had a great time. It was very autism friendly. They lowered the music, they didn't have the strobe lights when the team comes out. They had special rooms for people if they got overstimulated. They could still watch the game from the room, which I thought was great. We want to give back to the community that's been so good to us. The Red Claws are definitely a very community-based sports team.